Hello and welcome to Steve's Backyard Bonsai. This is my Rose of Sharon and you're looking at the front of it as I had selected at one point. This is my champion at Clip and Grow, meaning this tree responds so well and gives you so many choices at this time of year and also in the fall after it blooms. This is a lovely Rose of Sharon, which I pulled out of my mom's yard, and she had just stuck it in the ground, meaning stuck a stick in the ground, as she used to love to do, and so many of them rooted. This is her tree. My mom is 98. Last time we talked about evening out these two branches, this one being the most vigorous, and you can see this one is extending nicely. So I prune this one down a bit and leave this one long a bit. That should be working out well. We're going to look at every intersection to see what we did and what was the result. All right, that's teaching us this tree and showing us some things about it that we want to correct, or things about it that are looking really good. So I'll zoom up on the branches and we'll get started one by one. All right, so remembering that I want this side and this side to be a little more equalized. This side has far greater maturity, but this side's got potential. So let's start with the side we want to slim down. All right, so it comes up and it divides, well, sends up a branch right here, and it divides into a space that I would love to fill, but I think it's just going back into the tree a little too much, so I'm going to take it out. But this is the branch we want to really equalize. So this comes up and it already has its secondary branching here. It's sending out an outward shoot. It's an outward facing bud here. I think we could rely on it. Could die off as well. But I'm going to prune it high up. Here's where it was pruned last time. Once before, then it was pruned again here last time, and I had chosen a bud facing this direction so that it would start to fill this space, but the internodes are getting quite long here, so I'm going to take it down. I think I'm going to take it down right down to here. Well, first off, I'm going to get rid of the pruning stub. Here's another one there. I could have it growing up in this direction here. So that's what I'll do. So this front one hopefully will develop a little bit more in this direction, like that. This one, I think this one's flowing outward, this bud here, and it will generate a branch going in that direction. And that's about the length of that I want. Up here it's dividing very nicely. I need to make some choices though, don't I? Right here. This is going up into the tree. So I don't think I want this branch to develop at all. Off it comes. I like this branch if it develops. This one I don't like that much, so I'm going to take this one off. Okay, everything's going in an outward direction now. Look at this. You know what? Maybe I can encourage either of these two branches to go off in this direction. So I'm going to cut it back down below the last cut. I still have this side extending nicely. And ramifying nicely. So I could take a stub off the middle here. Another stub here. See, this is where it was pruned last time and sent out a shoot in that direction. So this flows upward, but sort of outward. And I've got this one, which I like better. That would be another, you know what, I don't dare do that because of this branch right here. But that accomplishes my goal of equalizing these branches. So I'm going to be severe here. I'm going to cut this one off here and let it keep extending from there. And, you know, I like that it divides here. It was cut here last time, and it divided into two, but I want to equalize things. And unfortunately, this has top growth here, but I'll take it because it could continue the line out further this way. And this one, I'm going to leave that extend to thicken this area up. All right, so that prunes up this branch. The one next to it, which is the one that kind of goes out toward you, every now and then I'll wiggle it so you know which one I'm talking about. All right, so this lowest piece, I could either choose one that goes low down, but this one swings in the front, which I don't think is that bad because I got another one that swings in the front there on the other side. So it was pruned here, I think, and this is this year's growth. You know, I think I want to take it back to here because if it came out on this side, that would be great, but it's continuing around. So I'll try and mirror that on the other side. Here's where it was pruned last time, and I've got a little start of a branch there, one there right opposite it, and one down lower that fans out nicely. This way. I'm going to cut it right down to here. Clean up that pruning stub. I've got the possibility of a branch here and one that's already started there. Here's another pruning stub. I really want to start getting fine ramification on some of these branches, and I think what we're doing today will help in that regard. Okay, so I've already got this one coming around. So I don't need this one that crosses the main trunk. I've got this branch, which is just growing inward. There's another leaf here. So our club meeting is 2 hours from 7 to 9, and I spent every one of those 2 hours defoliating this tree, and it bounces back really nicely every year. This branch comes up and divides. I'm going to move the camera a little bit. Yeah, I could take this off, but I really don't want to. Maybe I can guide this one. Actually, If I take the tip off, the other one is going in that direction. So tip came off, and maybe you can see this is going in that direction. But up higher, this branch was pruned here, didn't subdivide, pruned here, and it didn't subdivide. I would like to encourage this bud, and in order to do that, I've got to cut it down below the last pruning point. And hopefully that'll send out a nice shoot and all will be well. Okay, what's going on here? This is okay. That's not really okay. This blocks this. So off it comes. And this, I mean, I'm hoping for branching off of both of these buds. So I'll cut it off there. All right, so these two branches are now pruned up. Now I've inevitably got to even up the other side. So in order to just be focused on this branch, you're not seeing the other one, I will make sure that I'm not overpowering it and giving it all the room it needs to grow. So here's where I pruned it last time. Clean that up a little bit. And I got a branch down here and one started on the inside there. So I like that. We're going to let that extend. And here is a bud. It's unfortunately long internodes, but I want to get some growth here and hopefully I'll get back budding. But I'm pruning this one to here. This one I'm letting extend. This one hopefully will send out something in this direction, more in front of the tree for now. This one didn't subdivide, but I want to give it some length. And cutting this branch here does that. It gives it the length I'm looking for. This one, I would like it better if it was growing out this way. So hopefully with this prune, I'm going to be allowing it to change direction. There's a bud back here that'll go that way. And this one, well, that one's not looking so pretty, is it? Oh, this is too bad. You know what? I'm going to prune it. Instead of taking it off, because if it goes up right here, that's doing what I want it to do. Okay. So, do you trust me that I got it right? I don't know that I trust myself that I got it right. It's a little lopsided. This side has a little bit more to go, but I've slowed this side down significantly. All right, I've just had a look at this branch. Here was the last pruning point. So it grew out to that side. It didn't subdivide, but there are buds down here, and some are going in the right direction. So I think this one has to come down. I know we worked on this branch before, but this one has to come down to that cluster. And I'll make a choice about which one of these two branches I keep later on. But as you can see, that's no longer blocking this area, and this can develop. All right, moving on. All right, some stuff is out of frame. That's okay. Anything that's out of frame will be cut down today. Or cut back anyway. So on the front, I'm satisfied that this is now growing well, and we'll catch up to that one pretty soon. Let's move on to the branches that are blocking the center of this tree. This branch blocks the center of the tree. So I'm going to take that out. Both of these branches block the center of the tree. But I have two branches down here that, if allowed to grow, and these were leaf buds, but as you can see, there were many leaves already. So these are little budding branches with very, very tiny internodes. So I don't want any of this blocking the center of the tree, but this one's growing in nice proximity to the center of the tree. So I wonder if I can take this off square. Looks like I can. And now I've opened up the center of the tree, but that gets betrayed over here, doesn't it? I've got some good central stuff going on here that I'm okay with. You know, if this were growing up more, I would be fine with it. So there's a bud on top here. I'm going to cut that off here. It's mirrored by this, but that's okay. This is not yet the apex, so an appropriate height is here, and the branch will continue in this direction. And sometimes they're just not where you want them to be, but I think the best for me is here, and it'll grow straight up the back, maybe subdivide down here, which would be great. Okay, so this is now a very vertical pad. And up to here, I'm fine with it. I'm going to try and zoom up on an area. This branch right here, I don't like this piece that has this crook in it. But it's in an area that I want to develop. And I'm just looking at it from the front, which is here. There's a branch behind that's growing up, that if it grew up and in, that's okay. So my last pruning was way up here. And I was hoping to drive it back in this direction, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I think I have to cut that off to that little vertical shoot. There's a knot developing here. But now from the front, you can see that that branch might go up in a good direction. I hope I didn't cut that too severely. I think it's okay. It's fed mostly all the way around. All right, so around that branch. Well, this is amazing, but kind of silly. The last pruning was here. It sent a shoot out this way. And this is a flowering tree. But it flowers in September, so the growth that it sends out now is the growth that will have the flowers on it. And I think I got 3 flowers last year, 2 the year before. I'm hoping for a few more flowers this year. I like this. That'll go right up into the center, but I'm just going to cut this piece off. Ah, dear. I'm going to cut it to here, actually. Let's see if something happens there. Hopefully in either direction here. There's a ladder branch, but I kind of like it. All right, I can't finish this off without deciding what's going on here. So here's another case where below the last cut point, I got something happening. That's in a good direction. I'm going to cut the tip off of this one. And this one. This one has a branch coming out. I'm going to let that one grow. All right, so that's got this pruned up. Now I want this part to be about this high. It would be so much better if the tree gave me the perfect opportunities each time, but that's not the case. Here's where I pruned it last time, and I did get 2 branches growing. 1 and 2. This one's starting to lignify already. I want this to fill out in this direction. This one sort of flows outwards. We'll go there. This one's on the front of the tree. But do I want to go down that low? I don't know. I'm going to go to here and maybe I'll get 2 choices. That would be nice. And this I'm going to let grow because it makes that branch look better. This one, I got all kinds of weird stuff happening here. Okay, this branch, which is on the left side of the tree. It's got this elbow down here. Looks like a corrugated straw, or a bendy straw. And it sends this branch up in the back. That's useless, right? I'll take that off. Okay, there's the last pruning stub. This is competing with this, but I have the possibility of straightening this branch out, so I'm going to take that right here. And this branch, I'm going to cut it to here. All right, so that possibly a branch will develop out this way. But is that what I want? You know, this is giving me a nice choice here, and I was worried about this before. I'm just going to take it away, and hopefully this develops down low. But I think I want to take this down one more. So I've got a front fan developing right here. Got some silliness happening. Some sword play. Is any of that useful? Well, this one isn't. Before I lose you, I'm going to go into time lapse. Alright, so here is the aftermath of defoliation and branch selection. The idea is to free up the canopy to grow with a little bit more ramification each time you do this. And, you know, trying to maintain the height just a little bit taller than what you're seeing here. Just a little bit wider. It flattened out a little bit in the back, but it was just extensions way up here, nothing really down here. So hopefully I'll get some more choices heading in this direction. I like it from the side. I love it from the front. So my Rose of Sharon goes on for another year. I'll show this to you mid-course. Today is the 13th of June. I'll show this to you when it starts to get its new leaves. I'm going to put it back on the bench. I better fertilize this. Yeah, I want some leaf development. All right. Thanks for keeping me company in my backyard.